Hi and welcome everyone. My name is Dominik and this is my podcast. Hugs, handshakes, Habibi. In this podcast I will speak about my life in the Middle East. I will tell you some fun stories I experienced here, and also I want to give you some hints what you need to see if you visit this amazing region. I hope that you enjoy listening as much as I enjoyed recording, and yalla, let's start! Hi and welcome everyone, this is Hugs, Handshakes, Habibi. I'm Dominik, I'm your host here, and first my sincere apology that I put this podcast on pause for so long time. So it was about 6 months when I published the last episode of this podcast, and the reason is a pretty simple one. As I said in the first episode, I'm here for work and my work is my first priority here. So from that perspective, I changed roles inside the company. So there was a lot of stuff to learn. There was a lot of stuff to network, working with new people, working with new customers and all of that. So I want to focus on that because I really want to strive for excellence in my work, in my job. And therefore I put this on pause, as this podcast is only a private hobby from myself, because I want to tell you about this region and how it is to live in the Middle East. And I'm not getting paid for that. There's no advertising here and whatever. So I need to make a wise decision, and therefore I put this one on pause. Nevertheless, I'm back, and today we speak about something very delightful. So the episode is titled Sweets and Myth, the Buzz Around Dubai Chocolate. And before we come to that, first, did you know that candy is actually a word that has its roots in the Arabic language? So it comes from the word Gandhi, or Gand, written Q-A-N-D, which means sugar or something made from sugar. And this term originally came from the Persian word Gand, that is also meaning sugar, and spread through trade and cultural exchange. So there was a lot of trade in the Middle East in the past, and there a lot of words spread, and you can't identify the exact root, but this is how the science says this word was spread around first in the Arabic room and then found a way in the English language. And as sugar became a very prized ingredient across the region, and variations of the word found their way into several languages, so this is how eventually it evolved into candy in English, and refers to something made out of sugar. But yeah, this is just one interesting side fact, and I'm into those fun facts, and this is so how it came here. So let's speak about actual candies here. So first of all, this region is cultural rich. So we have people from, I think the latest numbers from the government was about 200 nations are here in Dubai. So from that perspective, we have all the good food from all the other countries in here. But I want to refer first for some fun story I experienced in summer. So as you maybe know, during summer, it is very hot here, and people try to put their vacations in the summertime so they can escape the heat. And I had the good luck that I was able to travel for summer, and I got a lot of messages from friends in Germany and in Europe. Even people I didn't speak for the last maybe 10 years. They reached out on LinkedIn and on Instagram, and all messages were the very same. They said, please, if you come to Germany, if you come to Europe, please bring the famous Dubai chocolate with you. And I wasn't aware that Dubai chocolate is so popular in Germany. So when I left the country 2.5 years ago, no one was speaking about Dubai chocolate. So everyone was speaking about Lindt, about Milka, about the Swiss chocolate. I wasn't sure that, or wasn't aware that things changed. So I went to the store here and I bought some chocolate, which I thought it's Dubai chocolate. It's chocolate made out of camel milk. So you get them here in the grocery stores, you get them in the tourist area, and I bought a lot of chocolate made out of camel milk, and I proudly brought it to Germany. I investigate in the custom website how much of sweets I can bring, and I nearly exceed this limit because so many people reached out and I brought this chocolate and people were disappointed. So I didn't got the thing, to be honest. I spoke with colleagues before about what chocolate I should bring, and well, no one was aware. And then they showed me something that was considered Dubai chocolate in Germany, in Europe. And this was a chocolate made out, so it's a kanafe inside, and then it's covered with chocolate, and it looks a little bit, I don't want to say weird, but it looks different. Let's keep it like that. I don't want to be unpolite here. So I never saw that before. I didn't saw that in Dubai before. I didn't saw it in the Middle East before. So I was a little bit, surprised. So first of all, I had a lot of camel milk chocolate because no one wanted to eat it, because they were fixed on that certain chocolate. I did some investigation, and with that investigation, I figured out that there is a dessert company. I think it's a catering company here based in Dubai, and the founder of that company invented a chocolate back in 2021. According to the story, I didn't check for if this is the real truth. At least it's a nice story. So the founder was pregnant and she was working on certain chocolate creation, and then she created that chocolate with the kanafe and the pistachios inside and covered it with chocolate, and she sold that in her with her company. And I think it was also sold in a couple of let's say boutique confiseries in Dubai Mall and in all those luxury places. So I spoke to colleagues here. I think one or two got the point what I meant when I explained what Dubai chocolate is. But when I say, hey, Dubai chocolate, everyone refers me to some local chocolate. So this trend, I think, was raised in Europe, and the chocolate was sold for incredible prices there. So I saw people on Facebook and Instagram buying that chocolate for 40 euros, for 35 euros for 200 gram bar. And I think a couple of people made a decent money with that. So there's no shame in making decent money, but at least here in Dubai, this trend got completely, we didn't get it here. Until now, the last couple of weeks, it emerged here more and more. But I assume this comes with tourists coming now here as the winter started or the autumn started. Temperatures dropped, and the tourists come more and more here because the temperatures are now really decent to go outside. And I think this is how the Dubai chocolate found the way to Dubai. Even it was invented here, it was, at least for me and my colleagues here, not a big thing at all. Now you get it at some points and it's way cheaper. And I read in the news that searches for Dubai-bound flights in Germany increased by 100% with that chocolate trend. So it was an amazing thing, and it got complete. I was complete surprised I didn't notice this here. But as we speak about candies, about sweets, about desserts, so we have a lot of stuff here in the region that comes really from the region, or at least has a longer history here. So we have baklava. So I think it's known as well in Germany and in Europe. So it's a rich pastry made of layers of phyllo dough filled with chopped nuts and sweetened with honey or syrup, and it's really popular throughout the complete Middle East here, and you often eat it with an Arabic coffee. So I did it last winter season. I packed the car, put my coffee stuff on the car, and got some baklava, and then we went out, not too far in the dunes, but just a bit out, sit on the mat on the sand, and made the coffee. So that's really nice. But it's if you count your calories, it's a lot to count. Also, we have here kanafe. So this is a traditional dessert made with a noodle-like pastry soaked in syrup, and then it's topped with cheese or cream and often garnished with pistachios, so also a really nice thing. What we also have here is a lot of dates. So you get dates in all variations you can imagine, and I think it's traditional, so it's on the table, and you just pick one, and usually they're stuffed with nuts or rolled in coconuts, in coconut splits, and or covered with chocolate. Or they are stuffed with an almond, and there's a lot of stuff available, and a lot of variations here. And I was never a friend of dates. But now, as I have them a couple of times in front of me, I see the chocolate, I just grab them, and they are pretty cool. What else do we have? We have a couple of Turkish delights like lokum, which is a chewy, sugar-based with rose water and lemon and other fruits flavored, and then it's dusted with powdered sugar or coconut, so also very delightful. But I think the lokum has a Turkish origin. I need to check this. So this is the most complicated thing. So there are a lot of delights here, and as the people are living here in the region now for years, and the cuisine mixed, and it's pretty hard to get the real root of food at all, and of desserts in special. So we have often in the office really long discussions during lunch breaks when we try to figure out if shawarma is something that is Egypt, that is Lebanese, that is maybe something that is Saudi, or that is Emirati, or if it's Jordan. So there's a lot of discussion about food at all, but it's fun discussion, and it's a nice discussion, and then people try to prove their point that their people invented this food. So this is always fun, and you learn a lot about the history of this region in those discussion. So, but let's continue with the sweets. So we have halwa here. This is a sweet, dense confection made of flour and often flavored with cardamom or saffron. And this is also very popular here over the region, and the people like to eat the desserts, and it's an essential, substantial part of every dinner and every lunch you have. There's always a component with a dessert. So there's a lot of stuff here. Look, I forgot this. Sorry, I need to mention this because this is also something of my favorite. So it's a small deep fried dove ball. That is really crispy outside, and then when you bite into it, it's so soft inside, and then you dip it in date syrup or in honey and sprinkle it with sesame seeds. So yeah, I need to confess, so I got my mouth watering now as I speak about all of that, and this is how we see and how desserts are seen here in the region, and how we deal with them. So with that said, I think I need now to make a move to my local grocery store and get something, because I got really hungry speaking about all that amazing food here. So I make a move, get some sweets, make a coffee, and then enjoy the sweets. I hope you have a delightful Sunday. Hopefully you get also some desserts. And then have a pleasant and successful week, and we catch up next week. Let's see what we speak about then. So enjoy your day, have a nice rest of the weekend, and a good next week.